Hi, my name is Sonia. I'm the Sales and Marketing Manager here at Scope Systems. I've been working with software solutions for over 30 years now, and a lot of those software solutions have been from plant maintenance systems, production, through to CRM tools, drill hole tools, from Pronto through to SAP. Now, a lot of the reasons why those solutions were chosen at the time was that they were going to be implemented to improve a business process. And by their nature, by that business process improvements, they were going to capture data that could also provide an output, be reported on, provide some dashboards to let them know whether that business is actually improving. So I guess if we've been doing this for 30 years now, why am I sat here having to explain what is BI? I think one of the main reasons why that I'm going to take a step back and explain what BI is that it does have such a huge meaning to so many different people. I mean, Wiki goes on to explain it's reporting, it's analytics, it's corporate performance management, it's benchmarking, it's visualizations. But I also want to add that there's a lot of different methodologies and tools out there, such as ETL tools, data warehousing, data marts, data lakes, data bricks, and again, the list goes on. So the reason why I specifically wanted to take a step back is I wanted to probably explain a couple of concepts that I've seen recently in changes of methodology that hopefully changes things a little bit and helps you think about BI in a little bit of a different way. And of course, with the evolution of different products as well, here at Scope Systems, we support things like Click, Cognos, Power BI, and to Solver, and to name a few others. So I'm hoping that this helps to put some of those into context as well. As well as providing those products, we've got a great team here that's able to provide you and help you with your strategy in terms of implementing a strategy, and also on the execution as well. One of the concepts I wanted to explore in a little bit more detail is the idea of exception analysis, or really trying to track what's going wrong. A lot of times when BI is put in place, as I explained earlier, it's to help improve a business process. So the metrics are then there kind of like set up to help to manage whether you actually improved a business. Did we actually go forward? Those metrics that we wanted to improve on, have we got those? Tick, tick, tick. And what does tend to happen is there's a lot of data that then captured that doesn't get reported on, that's maybe actually can tell you what's going wrong with a business. And in a few occasions recently, I've seen companies actually place more emphasis on the data that hasn't been flagged to report on a certain KPI or metric, or tell me what's going wrong with the business. A recent case study is that we put a software solution in place, and it had some analytics tools embedded within that. Those analytics tools were there to tell you whether work orders were being done on time, whether we were getting equipment back to the goal line on time, and generally whether the plant maintenance process was running smoothly. But whilst we were also capturing that data regarding work orders, we were also capturing information such as temperatures and different monitor points, different spare parts that were being used. And so the company that we were working with decided to flip it over and say, okay, since we have this data, let's put an analytics tool over that and see whether we can see some changes in monitor point fluctuations and whether they were dramatic, that they were going to cause an impact to the business. And so by doing that, what they found is on a specific crusher, one of the spare parts there had some irregular monitor points coming through, specifically temperatures. And they were able to kind of like start to see that there was a trend that these temperatures were rising over a period of time. So without any further ado, they decided to change out a bearing, a spare part, and then, you know, this was a proactive decision that they decided to make. It wasn't a light one. There was still some downtime of the plant. But by doing that, once they actually got the bearing back to the warehouse and did some extra stress testing on it, they actually discovered that within the next couple of months, that bearing was likely to shatter, and it would have taken out a lot of other periphery spare parts as well, and it was going to take that crusher out for a really quite lengthy period of time. So by tracking what's wrong and actually flipping BI on its head to say, okay, not what's improving on the business, but what can I use just to check trends within the business, they were able to proactively manage that downtime and save themselves an awful lot of production downtime and cash as well. Another concept I wanted to share with you is that of BI silos. So generally, because of these software systems are put in place to improve business processes, they can actually be very siloed into the certain areas within the business. So plant maintenance is covered specifically for the plant area, AP is in the finance area, etc., etc. Now, each one of those software systems, as I've explained, have their own outputs and their own reporting mechanisms. So when they're being reported on, that business is doing just fine, thank you very much. No, I'm in my silo, got all my mechanisms in place, I'm tracking my KPIs, I'm tracking my metrics, and I'm doing great, thank you very much. But what happens when we're not actually looking at in a if you like a holistic view, and what if that information never really joins together to able to provide it on a more business-wide context? So the concept I want to bring to you is the idea of aggregating the data and bringing the data into a more collaborative approach. I want to use a buzzword, or more a buzz sentence, if you like, but single source of truth. When I've worked originally many years ago with Cognos themselves, who are one of the originators of the first dashboards and power play cubes and reporting on business metrics, their strapline was single source of truth, and a lot of business intelligence companies will still use that today. But I want to actually take a little bit of a different approach on that and say collaboration. Instead of actually looking at this data and then bringing it together and looking at a single source of truth, I want to see how we can actually use that data to collaborate. It's by bringing that data in together and looking at it in a more holistic level and collaborating on that data, we can all get on each other's wavelength and actually all start moving in the same direction as a team to help improve the company and at an enterprise-wide way. Mark Bogus, our own CEO here, likes to call it the rhythm of the business, or the missing ingredient, if you like. Is there an ingredient within one team over here that can help, you know, with others' collaborative approach, be improved to overall improve the rhythm of the business? So really, in conclusion, I just wanted to bring those two specific concepts up with you, but there's many more that we could talk about. And there's also different methodologies that we can talk about as a company as well to help you on your journey, whether that's being, you know, corporate performance management tools, whether it's data warehousing. And we're going to bring out a series of videos shortly that will take a snapshot of those areas and how Scope Systems can help you, you know, and align ourselves with you in a partnership approach or a collaborative approach to help you on that that journey. So please stay tuned. What we'll be doing is we'll be releasing some of that content material to you, and you have my number when we release all of this information. Please get in touch, and we'll look to engage our business intelligence team and see how we can help. Thank you.